Welcome to New Moon in Gemini. I hope you can join us with all these. Let's just bring it a little bit closer. I hope you can join us during all these crazy, turbulent times, however you want to call it. We're almost at the end of the May. Can you believe that? Monday, Memorial Day, the official start of the summer for us, for US. And many of us are still in our homes. Not easy. I give you that. It's not easy what we are doing right now. How we are feeling that our freedom is restricted. Saturn, retro, Aquarius, and Pluto, new rules governing our lives. Retrograde, again, going back to reminding us maybe some previous, maybe even taking us back to our teenage days or other times when we feel we were basically not doing what we would like to do. So, not so fun times, nevertheless. These are the times. And we are in the process of transitioning to a new normal. The sooner we understand and realize and accept it and allow ourselves to transform, the better off we are. Trust me, I had spent so much time, obviously, it's just a way of saying it, but I had spent so much time going against the waves, against the tide, that I lost so much energy. And at the end, you know what? I ended up going to where those waves wanted me to go anyway. That was my path. I just didn't know it. I was trying to go this way. Despite all those waves taking me here. So, being mindful, being aware, and knowing what your life mission is helps so much, because that way you can just figure out, okay, that's where I'm supposed to go anyway. So let me take advantage of those waves. All right, so I just a little bit digressed to the other side, to the more on the looking at your charts as a whole and looking at your life mission and how you are feeling in terms of the kind of that fatigue you are feeling. Neptune is at 20 Pisces and getting ready to go retrograde also, and Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn are already in retrograde, and so is Venus, and Venus is in Gemini retrograde. The ruler of Gemini, Mercury, is going to go retrograde in the second half of June for about a week. They are in retrograde together. So welcome to the retrograde season of 2020. Last week I actually did a live talk about that. And plus we're going to have the eclipses until the new moon. We're going to have 2 eclipses in June 4th and 15th, and then July 4th, we're going to have a third eclipse. They're not easy. They are also rough, choppy waves. So, know that, understand that, and then figure out what you can do based on your chart. What are the waves? What kind of waves would allow me to go where I'm supposed to go? How can I take advantage of it? Should I just wait during these choppy waves and then conserve my energy, or are there opportunities for me to go a certain way? Or should I just watch out for those waves that I may not see, but they are huge and they may hurt me? So know your chart so that you can figure out the exact effects of it. But in a nutshell, So if you know your chart, you know your you know what house has what degrees, the cusps, the beginning of each house. You know what those degrees are, so that you can figure out what houses are affected on your chart. So new moon, in about 3.5. Well, it's almost 5 o'clock Central Time right now, around 12:37 p.m. So around 12:30 p.m. Almost 4.5 hours ago, we had the new moon in Gemini. Remember, moon and sun are together when it's new moon. So during this new moon, it's 2 degrees Gemini, and the ruler of Gemini, Mercury, is at 20 degrees together with retrograde Venus. And so Mercury is in the sign that it rules. It's happy there. But it is conjuncting with retrograde Venus, and it's also getting ready, not yet, to go retrograde. And then we have Neptune in Pisces, exactly at 20 degrees, squaring Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So 90 degrees, squaring Mercury and Venus. Mercury, the ruler of this new moon, is together in conjunction with retrograde Venus and squaring Neptune. Not easy. Neptune kind of gives you some foggy, environment. Kind of you are confused. So Venus rules money. I'm kind of repeating all of these every time so that you can, that's more for my students, but also anyone who doesn't know much about astrology, by hearing it over and over again, hopefully can understand what we are talking about, because it's fairly straightforward when you look at these general effects. So 90 degrees, Venus retrograde. Venus rules love and money. So expect some, let's say, past related events, happenings. It may be bad, it may be good. I don't like to use the words bad and good, because whatever we are living, basically that's to our greatest good. But can we ameliorate things? Oh yeah, we can. Not everything. Some of the things that we are supposed to live, that's kind of the fate part of it. You are hearing a lot about the karma and past lives or genetic DNA from me, because there are things that where you need to kind of pay off some debts, and there are things where you receive the gift. So in the past, let's say you lent money to someone, and in this life or in past lives, if you believe that, or your grandfather. If you don't believe, then it's in your DNA. So you may have some karmic gifts, or you may pay some karmic debts during retrograde. That happens a little bit more often. But in this life, like let's say let's say about 8 years ago, you lent some money and you never heard anything from that friend that you lent money to. Well, suddenly that friend calls you up and says, hey, look, so sorry, I was in a bad place, and here I am. Here's the money you lent me. Thank you so much for that. Or you may just end up, issues that you ignore, just kind of, hit it under the rug. Will come out. Will have a tendency to come out. Truth will have a tendency to come out during retrogrades. Let's say you're in a relationship and you know that person is really not right for you, but out of habit and fear or love, make a decision out of love, not fear. But let's say out of fear, you are afraid. You're afraid of being alone. Or, out of habit, you're just like, oh, it's okay. I mean, whatever. Well, during Venus retrograde, with Neptune also squaring, you may learn that your romantic partner cheated on you, or you have a partner in your business, and I mean, there was some kind of gut feeling, some inner voice that was kind of indicating that that person is not to be trusted much, but you chose to trust anyway. Good for you, but you chose to trust without any checks and balances. So during this Neptune Venus square, you may also kind of realize, oops, there's no more money left in our joint account for the one that I have with my business partner. No, I'm just giving you some extreme examples, but and some of them may just be like a second, oh, aha moment. Some maybe even more extreme, but to different degrees, different severities. Also depends on very much depends on your personal chart. I'm just giving you as some examples about the effects, and of course, globally, this Neptune square is also in Pisces, in a very wet sign, is watery sign, is also an indicator that we're going to have lots and lots and lots of heavy rain, floods. I mean, this has been going on for a while. I mean, the Venus started in the retrograde at 21 degrees. So before it even became stationary, in the last couple of weeks, we start to have that effect of wet, heavy rain season, pretty much all around the globe. And how can I say? You have that Neptune, lots of floods, potential floods. I hope that that's not going to happen, but and also Uranus and Mars are also at 60, almost 60-degree sextile. That also may create some other nature events like earthquakes, high magnitude earthquakes. With the Mars and kind of Uranus is never comfortable in the Earth's sign of Taurus. So earthquakes during its almost around 7-year journey in Taurus is going to result in some high magnitude earthquakes. But when it's squaring or opposite of Mars, worse. But right now, even a sextile is kind of allowing them, or a trine, allowing them to have like free energy flow, which may, and the Mars is, can be very aggressive. So when you have that Uranus and Mars sextiling, I hope that's not going to happen, but we may have high magnitude earthquake in the next few weeks, especially next week. That's much higher likelihood. So I'm giving you really a lot of details. I could just tell you, okay, watch out for your romantic partner, your business partner. If you may easily be cheated on, or betrayed or conned. So watch out. But by strangers also, come people on the rise right now. And lots of rain. Prepare yourself. Get ready for a heavy, wet season. Potential possible earthquake. If you need to, take your precautions. And what else? Oh yeah, also be careful about your communication. You may be misunderstood, and especially with your loved ones. So, or you may misunderstand them. There may be a lot of confusion about all the communication that's happening around you, including the news. So, watch out for those. Done. I'm giving you more details about the degrees, about the aspects, so that you can understand the astrological logic that is behind all these words. So those are the major once. And of course, Saturn at almost 2 degree, 150, 1 degree and 50 minutes in Aquarius, 2 degrees and change, let's say, so almost 2 degrees and 2 degrees in Gemini, new moon. They are both air sign, 120 degrees, they are supporting each other. So what is Saturn? Saturn is the elderly, Saturn is the wise teacher. So it is lending support to this new moon. So during all this confusion and potential, betrayals and misunderstandings at the very least, Saturn is, and you may be confused yourself with that Neptune and Mercury square. Mercury rules how you think and your intellect, and you may just be really very confused right now with all that fog that Neptune brings. And Saturn is just like tapping you on the shoulder. Hey, look, I'm here. If you need help, ask me. Let me help you. So, those wisdom that our elders have, like our parents, uncles, or a wiser friend, you can go and ask them for help, for their wisdom. Now is the time. Again, nothing happens only negative or hard aspects versus positive aspects. There is always a balance. There is always a way out on your charts and in the sky. So yes, these are trying times, but we also have help if you know how to ask. And if you know your chart, you will know where you have opportunities. It's never 100% this or that. There is always a balance, a little bit this, a little bit that. And then they may change that mix, but it's never 100% one. So that's pretty much the new moon. And how it affects us as a nation. Well, in the US chart, the one that I use, it's in our 6th house. So Venus and Mercury are still in the 7th house, pretty much together with our natal Mars at 21 degree Gemini. And Venus is coming back to our 6th house, from the partnership house, 7th house, to 6th house. And right now, new moon is there at 2 degree Gemini with moon and sun together. We have also Uranus there, about 6 degree orb, about 8 degree Gemini. So with the Uranus being there in the house of health, and also like our work ethics, our daily lifestyle, daily routines, and pets, watch out for pets. That's where the new moon is happening. And its ruler is on the 7th house. I actually today I really expected a reliable and effective action plan about a treatment. Today we had so many other fixed stars and other aspects of some other asteroids lending so much support to the news of an announcement of a reliable action plan for treatment of COVID-19. Let's see, maybe it'll happen next Tuesday, given Monday is off. We'll see. But the sky is really supporting, all the ways are just supporting that announcement and that action to continue. We shall see. Definitely led by US, some international partnership also in the mix. So that's really the major part. Our daily life, our health, those issues will be again in the front runner for us, 6th house. And Saturn lending support from second house. They are all in retrograde. We are restricted. We are going through a lot of monetary related transformations and restrictions. But at the same time, Saturn is providing support. So there may be some learning in that. Saturn likes people to study, work hard, learn the lessons, be disciplined, and work with the discipline and do not to give up for your dreams, for whenever, for your tasks. It rules Capricorn. These are Capricorn qualities, light qualities. So the shadow side of Capricorn is being too stubborn or being not having compassion or empathy towards others. So without going into the shadow side of the Capricorn, if you work hard without complaining and ask for help, especially from the wiser elders, and do your best and be the best that you can. Show love, self-care, and compassion to yourself and to others. And be careful with your money. You know, if you don't have to have it, don't buy it. Save your money. Conserve your energy. These are the days that this 2020 is the year that we will all remember. So take advantage of these retrogrades when they slow us down so that we can go within and release the shadows, release the things that no longer serve us. In Scorpio full moon, I did mention about shadow work. If you haven't, take a look at that. If you get an astrology consultant, see, definitely ask before you get it. Do you also talk to me about the shadows? Do you also talk to me about, what I can do? Because, like the way I interpret the chart as a whole, and with the yin and the yang, with the shadows and the light, remember, without the shadow, there's no light. So accept your shadows, but also understand the obstacles in your life and how you can transform them into light, how you can release the things that no longer align with who you are or what your life mission is. So, yeah, I use my chart and all my clients and students and friends, families, just like, they pretty much know that I use the charts, I use it as a manual almost on a daily basis. I kind of know what waves are coming so that I can position myself better. And I try to do that for my friends, family, and definitely for my clients and students. So if you know your chart, look into your birth chart, look into your houses, look into the planets. Are they, and how are they with these new moon and the waves in the sky, all the planets' positions? Are they forming hard aspects or supporting aspects? Which houses are affected more? Look at that so you can see that how those waves, the waves are in the sky, they're not changing, but the way where you want to go and how you are positioned, it may be to your advantage or to your disadvantage. So you need to figure that out. But that's pretty much it for this new moon. Obviously, I also posted, go read the blog, my blog, I posted that earlier. There's a link to music. Listen to that if you can. If not, listen to music that touches your heart. Take at least 15 minutes to yourself. At least. And before this, I had a long meditation during the new moon. Again, I had my rituals, kind of similar to what I wrote, a little bit more detailed. And then I had a nice walk along the pond that I'm so grateful that I live pretty much next to like a few houses away, far from a tiny little pond, but nevertheless, it allows me to walk along the pond. So I did that, and then I had more meditation, and here I am. And I will have a few more because this one is amazing, and it's ruled by Mercury, communication, the messenger of the gods, messenger to the gods. So Hermes is, mythologically known, or Hermes, however you want to pronounce it. So use this time, use these retrogrades, use this down time to go within, to identify. Well, first of all, today, start sowing the seeds. Like, what do you want to do? You can do it, you can wait until you see the moon in the sky, just like the ancient civilization would do. You can look at it, and then you can just make a wish looking at the moon. You can do that, or you can write something today and put it in a drawer. Keep it, keep a journal or something about some journaling about what did you do, what did you wish, and then during the full moon, 14 days later, and then we have the full moon in Gemini, right? We look at those throughout the year. You're going to start feeling the cycles, the spirality of these things, how you actually experience similar things again and again and again and again. So if you catch these cycles, your life really eases up. Not always, because you have to learn your lessons, but that helps big time. All right, friends. So that's it for the new moon. And yeah, one of my kitties came. She's like, "That's it, enough. Let's go play." Lots of rain, potential high magnitude earthquake, and communication potential issues, at least confusion. With partners, romantic or business partners, potential, at least confusion, if not betrayal, disappointment. Do not start any new romantic relationship right now. And if you can, do not start a new investment. Do not make a new investment decision now. I mean, obviously, for the existing ones, you can balance them and all those. They are already there. But do not start something new during the retrograde. Go fix the ones that already are out there. Your relationships, your investments, already existing ones like your 401ks or your house, or things that are just like rotten inside that you really didn't do anything much about it. I'm actually going to post something about it. I'm literally physically getting rid of rotten things in my garden. Totally going with that Pluto retrograde energies, those waves. All right, friends, that's it. And I hope you can listen to this. You can watch this later, and hopefully you can join me next time when I go live in about 2 weeks with the full moon. Thank you, and have a wonderful Memorial Day. And the ones who are celebrating, happy Ramadan. And oh yeah, the fasting. So Muslim world fasts. They're almost at the end of it. But you can also fast astrologically. Like, let's say you have a weak Saturn or Venus, then you may want to fast during the day of Venus, Bandradi, Friday, or the day of Saturn, Saturday. So the more you are kind of aware of these things, the more you really take advantage of these waves. At least you start seeing those waves instead of just simply turning your back against the waves and then they just pass over you, or sometimes you're lucky and you just go somewhere, but not consciously. Just like you just go like a leaf in the wind. So thank you again. Have a wonderful, wonderful new moon. Write your wishes, communicate with the messenger to the gods, may bring your wish, communicate, ask for help, and find something that grounds you. And we are going into eclipse season, so I may have another video just for the eclipses. They're rough. So just pace yourself. We're in this together, and we are stronger together. Thank you.